Let us discuss about chemical reactions. Under chemical reactions, we'll be discussing about reactions of haloalkanes first. The reactions of haloalkanes may be divided into the following three types. One is nucleophilic substitution reaction, the other one is elimination reaction, and the third one is reaction with metals. First, let us discuss about nucleophilic substitution reactions. Nucleophilic substitution reactions. In nucleophilic substitution reaction, the nucleophile reacts with the haloalkane, which is a substrate. The substrate is nothing but the reactant, having a partial positive charge on the carbon atom bonded to the halogen. A substitution reaction takes place and halogen atom called the leaving group departs as halide ion. Since the reaction is initiated by a nucleophile, it is called nucleophilic substitution reaction. This is a nucleophile and this is the carbon halogen bond, and here the nucleophile, it substitutes this halogen atom, and here it forms this compound and the halogen is removed as halide ion. Actually, the nucleophilic substitution reaction is one of the most useful classes of organic reactions of alkyl halides in which halogen atom is bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon. The products formed by the reaction of haloalkanes with some common nucleophiles are discussed over here. Here, if you see the reagent, nucleophile, substitution, product, let us see. First, if the reagent is NaOH or KOH, the nucleophile is OH minus and the product is found to be alcohol. If the reagent is H2O, the nucleophile is H2O and the product is found to be ROH, which is nothing but alcohol. If the reagent is NaOR dash, the nucleophile is found to be R dash O and R dash O minus. If the reagent is NaOR dash, the nucleophile is found to be R dash O minus and the product is found to be ROR dash, which is nothing but ether. If the reagent is NaI, the nucleophile is I minus and the product is found to be alkyl iodide. Next, if the reagent is NH3, the nucleophile is NH3 and the product is found to be the primary amine RNH2. If the reagent is R-NH2, the nucleophile is R-NH2 and the product is found to be the secondary amine, which is nothing but RNH-R-. If the reagent is R-R2-NH, the nucleophile is R-R2-NH and the product is found to be RN-R-R2-, which is nothing but a tertiary amine. If the reagent is KCN, the nucleophile is found to be Cn minus and the product is found to be nitrile RCN. And if AgCN is used as the reagent, then the bonding is through nitrogen atom and the product is found to be isocyanide, which is isonitrile, which is also known as isonitrile. Here, the Cn is known as ambident ligand. Why this is known as ambident ligand? Because the bonding can be either through carbon atom or through nitrogen atom. If KNO2 is used as the reagent, the product is found to be alkyl nitrite and the bonding is through oxygen atom. If AgNO2 is used as a reagent, the product is found to be nitroalkane, the bonding is through nitrogen atom. This is also an example of ambident nucleophile. If the reagent is R-COOAg, the nucleophile is found to be R-COO minus and the product is found to be an ester. If LaAlH4, lithium aluminum hydride, is the nucleophile, the product is found to be hydrocarbon. The product is found to be hydrocarbon. If R-M is used as the reagent, R- minus is the nucleophile and RR- is the alkane. That is the product. RR-, which is nothing but alkane, is found to be the product. Groups like cyanides and nitrites possess two nucleophilic centers and they are called as ambident nucleophiles. Cyanide group is a hybrid of two contributing structures and therefore it can act as a nucleophile into two different ways. This is the resonating structure of cyanide group. If the linking through carbon atom results in alkyl cyanides and through nitrogen atom leads to isocyanides. Likewise, nitrite ion also represents an ambident nucleophile with two different points of linkage. The linkage through oxygen atom results in alkyl nitrites, while through nitrogen atom it leads to nitroalkanes. The nucleophilic substitution reaction has been found to proceed by two different mechanisms. We will be describing that one by one. First one is substitution nucleophilic bimolecular reaction, that is SN2 mechanism. That is the reaction between CH3Cl and hydroxide ion to yield methanol and chloride ion follows second order kinetics. That is the rate depends on the concentration of both the reactants. In SN2 mechanism, the rate of the reaction depends on the concentration of both the reactants. Let us see the reaction now. Mechanism now. This is SN2 mechanism. Here the solid wedge represents the bond coming out of the paper, dashed line going down the paper and a straight line representing bond in the plane of the paper. Here what happens in the SN2 mechanism? Here the incoming nucleophile interacts with alkyl halide, causing the carbon halide bond to break while forming a new carbon OH bond. And these two processes take place simultaneously in a single step and no intermediate is formed. SN2 mechanism takes place in a single step and no intermediate is formed. As the reaction progresses, the bond between the nucleophile and the carbon atom starts forming. The bond between the carbon atom and the leaving group weakens. When this happens, the carbon atom under attack, this is the carbon atom under attack. The carbon atom under attack inverts in much the same way as an umbrella is turned inside out when caught in a strong wind while the leaving group is pushed away. This process is called inversion of configuration, and this is the transition state. In the transition state, the carbon atom is simultaneously bonded to the incoming nucleophile and the outgoing leaving group. These structures are unstable and they cannot be isolated. This reaction requires the approach of nucleophile to the carbon bearing the leaving group. The presence of bulky substituents on or near the carbon atom have a dramatic inhibiting effect. Of the simple halides, methyl halides react most rapidly in SN2 reaction because there are only three small hydrogen atoms. Tertiary groups are the least reactive because bulky groups hinder the approaching nucleophiles. So SN2 mechanism, it takes place in a single step. And bulkier groups hinder the reaction. Again I am recapping. In SN2 mechanism, the incoming nucleophile interacts with alkyl halide, causing the carbon halide bond to break while forming a new carbon OH bond. Next is these two processes take place simultaneously in a single step and no intermediate is formed. As the reaction progresses, the bond between the nucleophile and the carbon atom starts forming. The bond between carbon atom and leaving group weakens. When this happens, the carbon atom under attack inverts in much the same way as an umbrella is turned inside out when caught in a strong wind while the leaving group is pushed away. This process is called as inversion of configuration. In the transition state, the carbon atom is simultaneously bonded to the incoming nucleophile and the outgoing leaving group. Such structures are unstable and cannot be isolated. Since this reaction requires approach of nucleophile to the carbon bearing the leaving group, the presence of bulky substituents on or near the carbon atom have a dramatic inhibiting effect. Of the simple alkyl halides, methyl halides react most rapidly in SN2 reaction because there are only three small hydrogen atoms. Tertiary groups are the least reactive because bulky groups hinder the approaching nucleophiles. The order of reactivity is primary halide greater than secondary halide greater than tertiary halide. structure of methyl. Here SN2 mechanism is highly favored because of the presence of 3 small hydrogen atoms. Next comes ethyl and then isopropyl and then tertiary butyl. Here we are having bulkier group, that is CH3. Here we are having 2 bulkier group. The case of tertiary butyl, we are having 3 bulkier groups, CH3 groups, which will hinder the SN2 mechanism. Next one is substitution nucleophilic unimolecular reaction. In SN1 reaction, that is, they are generally carried out in polar protic solvents like water, alcohol, acetic acid, etc. What do you mean by polar protic solvents? Polar protic solvents, they are capable of hydrogen bonding because they contain at least one hydrogen atom connected directly to an electronegative atom such as OH. They solvate cations and anions effectively. What do you mean by solvation? They dissolve cations and anions effectively, and then the reaction between tertiary butyl bromide and hydroxide ion yields tertiary butyl alcohol and follows first order kinetics. There in the case of SN2 mechanism, it followed second order kinetics. Here in SN1 it follows first order kinetics. What does that mean? Let us see. Here SN1 mechanism follows first order kinetics. That means the rate of the reaction depends upon the concentration of only one reactant, which is tertiary butyl bromide. This is the overall reaction. CH3 thrice CBr plus OH minus the nucleophile, it gives CH3 thrice COH plus Br minus. This SN1 mechanism, it occurs in two steps. In step 1, the polarized CBr bond undergoes slow cleavage, that means breaking, to produce a carbocation and a bromide ion. The carbocation thus formed is then attacked by the nucleophile in step 2 to complete the substitution reaction. Let us see the mechanism. Step 1 is the slowest and it is found to be reversible in nature. It involves the CBr bond breaking, for which the energy is obtained through solvation of halide ion with the proton of the protic solvent. Since the rate of the reaction depends upon the slowest step, the rate of the reaction depends only on the concentration of alkyl halide. The rate of the reaction depends only on the concentration of alkyl halide and not on the concentration of the halide hydroxide ion. And moreover, greater the stability of the carbocation, greater will be its ease of formation from alkyl halide and faster will be the rate of the reaction. In case of alkyl halides, tertiary alkyl halides undergo SN1 mechanism much faster because of the high stability of tertiary carbocations. That is, the order of reactivity of alkyl halides towards SN1 and SN2 mechanism we will see. This is the order of reactivity of alkyl halides towards SN1 and SN2 mechanism. Here in this case, see, in the case of SN2 reaction or SN2 mechanism, we are having this, and here it increases in this order. For SN1 mechanism, in the case of SN2, it increases in this order. Tertiary halide followed by secondary, primary halide and then methyl halide. If you see allylic halides and benzylic halides, they show high reactivity towards SN1 reaction. The carbocation thus formed is stabilized through resonance. This is the allylic halides, that is the resonance structure of the carbocation of allylic halides. This is the carbocation of benzylic halides. And then for a given alkyl group, the reactivity of the halide, alkyl group means CH3, C2H5, C3H7 likewise. So, for a given alkyl group, the reactivity of the halide Rx follows the same order in both the mechanisms. Ri greater than Rbr greater than Rcl greater than Rf.